If you've ever watched financial advice online and thought, why can't I do this? I want you to hear one sentence that might change how you see yourself. The problem isn't you. The advice was never designed for you. And if you're a full-time employee, a parent, someone with responsibilities, someone who can't afford big risks, this video is for you. This video is research-backed, and all sources are listed in the description. Here's what we'll cover today: the 3 hidden assumptions behind most money advice, what psychology says about why just be disciplined fails under real stress, a practical system for people who can't gamble their income, and how AI tools like ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, and Perplexity can act as a decision buffer, reducing mental overload by doing the research and comparison work faster. Let's get into it. If you're living in the real world, you're not optimizing your life like a spreadsheet. You're probably one of these people: a full-time employee, a parent or caretaker, someone with bills and commitments, someone who can't afford to try and fail financially, someone who wants real progress without jumping into the unknown. Most advice isn't written for you. It's written for someone with spare time, spare energy, and spare money. That's why it feels like common sense, but doesn't work. Assumption number 1: you have time and energy. A lot of advice assumes you can work your job, then grind at night, then learn investing, then build a side business, then go to the gym, and still be a good human. But cognitive overload is not a character flaw. It's a design problem. Harvard Business Review recently described how many workplaces overload the brain's executive function systems, meaning we end up constantly reacting, not strategically thinking. And the American Psychological Association has repeatedly highlighted how stress and repeated decisions create decision fatigue, especially for parents and people under constant pressure. If the plan only works when you have spare energy, it will fail when life is real. Assumption number 2: you can tolerate risk. Another hidden assumption: you can afford mistakes. But a huge portion of people cannot. The Federal Reserve's data shows many adults would not cover a $400 emergency expense purely with cash or cash equivalent. That means a small mistake isn't small for millions of households. So when someone says, just quit and bet on yourself, or go Allen, that advice is basically saying, take a risk your life may not allow. That doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're responsible. Assumption number 3: discipline is the solution. This one is the most common. If you really wanted it, you'd be disciplined. But psychology doesn't work like that. When people face constant decisions, stress, and responsibilities, decision quality declines and fatigue increases. So telling a stressed person just be disciplined is like telling someone drowning to just swim better. Discipline collapses under pressure. Systems survive pressure. Here's why surface advice feels good. It's a psychological painkiller. Gives you a temporary emotional boost. I'm motivated. I can change everything. But it often produces no real results because it's not personalized, and one size cannot fit all. So if you tried it and it didn't work, don't feel ashamed. That advice wasn't designed for your constraints. And even on this channel, when we talk about side income ideas or AI tools, I need to be honest. There is no single model that fits everyone. I'll diversify ideas and frameworks, but you know your abilities, your schedule, and your risk tolerance better than anyone. And I read the comments. If you have a specific situation and you can't find something that fits, tell me. I'm here, and I'll help you think it through. So what works? Not motivation, not guilt, not perfect habits. What works is context-based finance, a way to make progress that matches real-life constraints. Limited time, limited energy, limited risk capacity. Here's the system. Step 1. Stop trying to change everything. Find the leak category. Most people don't have a spending problem. They have a leak problem. Pick one category that silently drains money. Subscriptions, food delivery, impulse buys at night, random online purchases fees you forgot existed. Your job is not to become perfect. Your job is to stop one leak. Step 2. Replace discipline with friction plus defaults. If you rely on willpower, you lose when you're tired. So you build friction. Remove saved cards from shopping apps. Set a 24-hour rule for any non-essential purchase. Force a pause by moving money to a separate account. Limit checkout to one device, not your phone. The goal is not to be stronger. The goal is to make bad decisions harder when you're exhausted. Step 3. Use energy only when it matters. No burnout, no laziness. Don't exhaust yourself constantly. But don't become passive either. Think like this. 90% of the time, you run systems. 10% of the time, you apply focused effort. That's how you improve without burning out. Now here's the modern advantage most people ignore. AI tools, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Perplexity can reduce mental load by doing the research. Comparison, summarizing, and option generation faster than you can when you're tired. AI doesn't replace your thinking. It protects you when your thinking is exhausted. Before you buy anything when you're stressed, ask an AI tool. Prompt: here's what I'm about to buy and the price. Give me the cheapest alternatives that deliver 80% of the same value. Then tell me if this is a need or stress spending. And here's a big one for our channel. Prompt: I work full-time. I have responsibilities. I can't take major risk. Suggest 3 realistic income ideas that fit my schedule and skills. Then list the risks, time to first result, and how to test each idea cheaply. That's how you avoid fantasy projects that fail in real life. When you hear advice like just invest aggressively, ask, prompt: assume I have limited emergency savings and high obligations. What's the safest version of this advice? What's the low-risk plan that still moves me forward? That's what we mean by using tools smartly. If you've felt behind, even while working hard, that feeling is real. You're not imagining it. And if you blamed yourself for not following simple advice, remember, the advice was often built for someone with a completely different life. This channel exists to do the research for you, translate it into practical systems, and help you make progress without gambling your income. If you want research-backed frameworks that respect real life, subscribe. And tell me in the comments, what's your situation? Employee, parent, what's sand? What kind of progress you're trying to make? This video is research-backed, and all sources are listed in the description.